How did you feel about Sheed coming on with the Lakers staff?
You know what?
You like that?
I don't know yet because I watched Memphis and I seen how, Memphis started the season out all right. And then it's like Rasheed started being more vocal and got those guys going. Let me just say this. Rasheed is one of the smartest players you ever play against. I know people always look at the text and look at how people would toss him out the game. Very smart player, team player. And I think he's respected by guys within the league, like players, because they know how talented he was. So I think he'd be good for AD. In the sense that, she don't care. He got no filter. He probably on AD every day. AD and him probably will get into a fight or something. But I think he'll be good for AD just for that one guy alone.
Yeah, I think the way listening to Darvin Ham speak in his opening presser, like there are certain guys when you hear them speak, because he talked about being from Saginaw, Michigan, and how he got shot in the face by accident. They talked about pressure. And he said, when talk about when you get shot in the face by accident, you're from a certain area, you evaluate things different. He said, that's pressure. This ain't pressure. And hearing him talk, hearing certain people speak and then put other people in position, him having Rasheed there, him keeping, I think Phil Handy is still going to be on his coaching staff.
They kept Phil Handy.
These are guys, these three guys and those two guys that he has, are guys that are no nonsense type of guys. These are guys that, especially for somebody like AD, because Darvin called AD the key moving forward. He is the key to all this. AD, one, has to stay healthy, and he cannot be passive. We all know that. He has to, all that shooting and stuff, yeah, we know you got the ability. But Rasheed going to have that boy get down on that block and say, look, go to work. I don't need your ass out there on the three-point line shooting 12 threes a game. I need you banging down there with the big boys because that sets the tone.
Yeah. Now I'm all about AD. If he's in a trail position and he has a shot, I'm all about, I lived and died by the trail three. If you have that, take it. But then you don't cut to the block because there's nobody in the NBA, I don't think, that can guard you down there. Maybe Joe, maybe Giannis from time to time, but think about that. 98% of the time, you have the advantage on the block.
Right.
And would you rather take a guy on the wing where you don't have it? You go from probably 98% advantage to a 55% advantage or 40% advantage. I know he said, oh, that's still good. And people are like, no, it's not. Not when you have a better chance here than there. Right. And so I think that's going to be good for him. And I said this and I say this again. Vogel, got the short end of the stick being with the Lakers. But I think the biggest mistake Vogel ever made was coming out and saying, I want AD to shoot 5 threes a game.
Yeah. Because
now that puts AD in mind that I can shoot threes. It's okay.
Right.
And I don't think he should have ever told him that, because now I said, no, dude, I want you, you bigger, faster, and better than everybody else go down there and eat. Go feast in the paint.
You got to be smart. And it's a tone setter. When you feast down in the paint and when you see AD hit folks with that drop step and then that slam, it's a tone setter, and it gives him more confidence to say, okay, you food tonight, you barbecue chicken, because I'm gonna humiliate you on the block every time instead of settling for threes.
And doesn't that get you going as a player? Get the buckets, man. Get the points rolling, get the momentum going instead of just, occasional 18-footer bank, 18, you know what I mean? Like get some momentum, get some adrenaline.
Especially when you're not a prolific three-point shooter. Like he's not like that. He's like, okay, right. Get down there, get that rhythm, get the feeling good, put that guy, that defensive player, like put that doubt in his mind of, damn, this is gonna be a long night.
Yeah. But he did that a lot in New Orleans. He did that a lot in New Orleans. He hasn't done it a ton in LA.
It's so, you look at the game plan. I remember when I went to my coach's interview with the Lakers and we were talking about different schemes, and I was talking about, there's no way I told him, I said, I won't have AD shooting threes. They looked at me like, well, I said, no. I said, I would take him back to New Orleans where he caught the ball on the elbow. I would run a system where I got him on the elbow. And it was like, and it was funny, like he played on the elbow in New Orleans. Like, where the hell y'all been? I'm like, that's how he was getting. You remember when he scored 40 points on the Lakers in the first quarter, and then went sat down, trying to interview for you to trade for me. That's his game plan, because he can shoot. I'm fine with that 15-footer from the free throw line, because that one step he's by you and he's over you because he's so tall and so long. So you got to come up with and if he doesn't want to do it, I'm like, yo, dude, you either do it or we got to send you packing to Chicago. Because that's where you're from, right?
It's just look,
You ain't
man.
gonna send him packing, man. No way.
He's gotta now. I don't think Darvin and them can't control his health. Like we all know that he's fragile. And I always said that when AD is not on the floor, he needs to be wrapped in bubble wrap. Everywhere he goes outside of basketball, he's going to the grocery store, going wherever. Get a bubble wrap sponsor.
AD ain't never been no damn grocery store.
Well, anywhere else he goes outside of the arena, you need to be wrapped in bubble wrap. Lakers need to have a bubble wrap sponsor, and this is what we're gonna do. May have to wrap LeBron up in a little bit of it too.
Well, he's getting older.